Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make some cheesy stuffed ground lamb meatballs. First thing I'm going to do is I've got 2 pounds of ground lamb here. I'm going to saute up my veggies in my pan first. I have some diced onion, diced mushroom, and some green onion. I'm going to saute those up with some extra virgin olive oil so that they're ready to put in the meatballs. Alright, so I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil in my pan. Once this comes to temp, obviously got to add in some fresh minced garlic. Definitely have to put some of that in there. Got my onions. I'm probably not going to put in all of this. I'd say that's maybe 1/4 of a cup of onions. Got some mushrooms I have diced up. Do about the same of that, about 1/4 of a cup. Green onion. About 1 tablespoon. Alright, first I have eggs. I'm going to do 1. I'm going to do 2 to start. Once I get everything mixed in, I'm going to see if I want to add any more. I want to make sure I get the consistency that I want. Keep an eye on these veggies. I've got these on medium-high so that they will cook faster for me. Alright, got my 2 eggs in here. I'm going to add a little bit of sour cream. About 3 tablespoons of sour cream. This marinara sauce, use the kind of your choice, but this is what I'm going to put on the meatballs when they're done. Inside the meatballs, I have some pepper jack cheese. I'd say that's about 1/2 of a cup. I'll do the same of my mozzarella. Use your cheese of choice. A little bit of panko breadcrumbs to bind it. Say that's about 1/4 of a cup. I'm just going to dump all this in and make sure I get the consistency that I want. Like I said, I may add a little bit more as I go. I want them to be a little bit moist, but I don't want them to be runny. I want them to be firm enough that they'll stay put together. Because these are chopped so nicely, it's cooking up nice and fast, so that's nice. Alright, so I will give these ingredients a little bit of a mix. And I'm going to add some seasoning to this, obviously, as well. I've got my fancy new spice rack over behind me, so I'm going to grab my spices out of there. Onion powder, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. Measure with your heart. Garlic powder. Italian seasoning. That's going to come out incredibly slow, so I'm going to... Okay. I decided I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan in here. Alright. These veggies are done. I'm going to take these and dump them in so they don't keep cooking. I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan in here. I want this to have a lot of flavor. Alright, so I've got this all mixed up. Alright, now I'm going to add my 2 pounds of ground lamb. Alright, now I'm going to mix this and make my meatballs. Okay, so I have my meatballs all scooped up. I used a nice little scooper. I don't know if it tells me what size it is, but I used a nice little scooper to make the nice little meatballs. And I made 2 pounds so that I could freeze some for later. So I've got them on a tray here, and I'm gonna go ahead and freeze them. And then once they're frozen, I'm just gonna throw them in a Ziploc bag, and I can take out the number that I want from the freezer to use them. So I'm gonna cook up this batch here though today. Put this to the side. All right, so I've got my meatballs ready. I've got my pan all warmed up. Lamb meatballs. I'm gonna go ahead and get them in here and brown each side a little bit. And then once they're browned a little bit, I'm gonna add some of the chicken stock and cover the pan. And then I'm going to top it with some marinara and some shredded pepper jack cheese. You could make these into little sliders. You could serve these any way you want. Mashed potatoes, plain, serve it with a veggie and have it be keto. All kinds of stuff. Over some pasta. All right. I like to make a few of these, like maybe 3 of these with some fresh green beans, fresh asparagus, something sawed. Fresh asparagus is my favorite when it's nice and crispy, just lightly sauteed. Love that. So let's let this go just a couple minutes so that they brown on each side, and then we'll come back and finish them up. Okay, I've got the meatballs in here and I've been turning them so that I'm browning each side. Sides are getting nice and brown. So I am going to go ahead and add in a little bit of chicken stock. And these are, you have to turn these carefully because they are softer because I added in the eggs. I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock. Okay, now I'm going to put the lid on it and let it go for just a couple of minutes. I want to make sure the inside of the meatballs are cooked through. Okay, so the meatballs have been going for about 3 minutes. I'm going to take the lid off and I'm going to put a little bit of marinara over each of them. I'm not going to dump it into the whole pan because there's still some chicken stock in the bottom and I don't want it to get all runny. Now I'm going to put some of that pepper jack cheese on top. Let's pull off a couple of these and test them out. Gooey and cheesy, saucy, oh my god. Okay, let's test it out. Ooh, they're gooey and cheesy, saucy. Lots of cheese. I'm excited that I have these in the freezer for later too. That's really good. They're very moist, they're not dry. That's why I added all those different things into it. Wanted to avoid them being dry. Very good. You have to be careful when you turn them so that they don't come apart because they're a little softer because they're so moist, but it's really, really good. Yep. Make sure you like, share, follow. I appreciate it. Let's Cook with Michelle. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Add this to your list. This is a good one. Have a good day.